vote, I'm going to be guiding you through a yoga class today. This is my foundational yoga class. So we'll just be, as the name suggests, going through a lot of the foundational yoga poses and then just focusing a lot on the alignment and what to be mindful of. So we'll start in a seated position. If you have blocks, definitely are going to be handy. If not, I'll try to guide you in some modifications that you can do without the blocks. But otherwise, yeah, we'll get started. You might, if you have a block, you can sit on a block right now to start, be a good idea. Or if not, you can grab a cushion or a pillow, a couple pillows or something to that nature might help you sit up a little taller. You do not need to sit on some height. If you're comfortable without that, you can sit on your mat. Then we'll go ahead and bring our attention to our core and just be really strong and active in your core. And just engage as many of the muscles there as possible and just bring your awareness there and see how many muscles you can find and engage. And then see if you can start to lengthen up through the back of your neck and then up, reaching through the crown of your head. And we're just developing a nice strong posture. And we'll bring our hands to our knees with our palms facing up. Shoulders are relaxed here. Keep the core nice and active. Keep extending through the crown of your head. It's almost as if someone has a string tied to the top of your head. They're just gently tugging you, pulling on the top of your head towards the ceiling. Relax your jaw. And we're just going to breathe a little bit together here. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. I encourage you to inhale through your nose. Inhale. And exhale out your mouth. Keep your nice strong posture here. Relaxed shoulders, relaxed jaw and face. Inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to flow a little bit with our breath. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale your arms out to your sides and overhead. Look up to see your hands. Exhale your hands down the center. Inhale out and up. Exhale down the center. Inhale out and up. Exhale, hands down the center. Inhale out, up. Exhale down the center. Pause here. So in yoga, a lot of times we're trying to be more mindful of our breathing and moving with our breath. So we're just going to continue to do that a little bit more here. This time we're just going straight up and down with our hands. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Look up to see your hands. Exhale your hands down to heart center. Inhale, reach. Wrists over shoulders. Exhale back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale back down. Now just relax. Bring your hands back to your knees, palms facing up. We're just going to circle our neck out. So either direction is fine. Just do some neck rolls here. Just bring your attention to your neck, and if there's some tightness in certain areas, be gentle, move slowly. reverse, the opposite direction. We're not worried about speed at all here. We're just more worried about range of motion. Just bringing attention to our neck and just loosening our neck up here. And then we'll come back to neutral. And we'll just shrug our shoulders a few times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down your back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open your chest here and allow maybe your shoulder blades to come towards each other on your exhale. Inhale, lift. And then exhale. Now we'll bring our hands back to heart center. We're going to interlace our fingers and then press our palms forward. Keep your back nice and strong here. And then bring your arms overhead. So try to press your palms towards the ceiling. Maybe you can bring your arms by or maybe even behind your ears. Getting a nice stretch in the shoulders. Keep pressing through your palms. Inhale, look up and back. Exhale, chin to your chest. Keep pressing through the palms of your hands. Inhale, look up and back. Exhale, chin down to your chest. And come back to neutral with your gaze. Lower your right hand down to your side, left arm overhead for a side stretch. Try to keep this arm nice and straight and just really work on getting a stretch all along your left side. And then we'll switch sides. Left hand comes down, right arm overhead. And now we'll be stretching the right side body. And then we'll come back to neutral. And now, if you're on a block, you can go ahead and move that block or cushion or whatever you're on to the side of the mat. We're just going to make our way onto the mat. And we're going to lie down. Just go ahead and give yourself a full body stretch. Actively reach through your fingertips, reach through your toes. Exhale, relax. Inhale, reach. Exhale, relax. Now we're going to hug our knees into our chest. Gentle squeeze, rock a little bit side to side. And then we'll come back to neutral. You're going to keep your right knee hugged in, extend your left leg out onto the mat. So your left leg's nice and strong, guiding or kicking through your left heel. Your feet are flexed, so your toes are pointing towards the ceiling. And you're working your right knee towards your right armpit. Extending through the crown of your head towards the back of the room. Just trying to get good length in your spine here. We're going to kick our right heel towards the ceiling. Reach your arms overhead. And keep kicking strong through your left heel. Should feel a nice stretch in your right leg. If you can't get your right leg straight up and down, if your hamstrings are tight, maybe lower the angle. It's all good. Try to straighten the leg out the best you can. The lower the angle, the stronger you're going to have to be in your quad and core. Now keep kicking through the right heel and lower the right leg slowly with good strength in your right leg and your core. And once your right leg lands, keep your right leg strong, hug your left knee in towards your left armpit. So we're working on range of motion here in our left hip. So you're just guiding that left knee towards the left armpit. At the same time your right leg is still active and strong. You're also reaching through the crown of your head. And now we'll kick our left heel towards the ceiling. Again, reach your arms overhead. Keep kicking through your right heel. So you're reaching in 3 different directions here. This is really good for our overall body awareness. Can be fairly challenging. See if you can keep your core active as well. And just keep a natural breath. Don't hold your breath at all here. And then, strong left leg, strong core. Slowly lower the left leg all the way down. And then we'll hug both knees back into our chest. Now we're going to flow again with our breath. And this time we're going to do what we just did, but we're going to do both legs at the same time. So on our inhale, we're going to try to turn ourselves into an L shape. Inhale, kick your heels towards the ceiling. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, round in. Hug your knees back into your chest. Inhale, kick and reach. Exhale, round in. Inhale, kick and reach. Exhale, back in. Round back in. Inhale, kick and reach. Exhale, round back in. Inhale, kick and reach. Exhale, round back in. Now we're going to grab underneath our knees and we're going to rock and roll forwards and backwards a little bit. We're just going to wake up the back and wake up the spine here. And then from here, we're going to meet into all fours. You want your shoulders over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. Now your upper body is strong here. You want your elbows slightly bent. You do not want to lock your elbows. On your inhale, you're going to look up. Lift your sits bones. On your exhale, you're rounding in. Lift your back, chin comes to your chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round in. Again, try not to lock your elbows here. Really strong upper body. And just go ahead and move with your own breath. And then eventually we'll come back to neutral. And then we're going to work on child's pose. So in our child's pose, we want to look at our knees, and we want our knees to be at the outer edge of the mat. And if we look back between our legs, we might be able to see our toes. And if you can find your big toes and bring them to the center of your mat to touch each other. The tops of your feet are facing towards the floor, and then you're guiding your hips back towards your heels. Maybe you can rock your hips a little side to side here, and this will help you nestle your hips a little further back towards your heels. Then we're going to allow our forehead to fall towards the mat. And at the same time, we're going to actively reach through our fingertips. Also imagine a string tied to your chest. It's pulling your chest towards the floor. So we're really trying to flatten out and get a nice, good stretch in the back body here. So from the tailbone all the way through the crown of your head, we're trying to lengthen out here. Actively reach through your fingertips. We'll take a deep inhale. And exhale. We'll do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Look up to see your hands. Now we'll slide through onto our stomach. Zip up your legs, hugging your elbows. Inhale, cobra pose. In cobra, your legs are strong. Your pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, and you're lifting your chest. Exhale back down. So we're going to do that again. We're just going to talk about alignment a little bit here. So the tops of my feet are pressing into the mat. My hips are grounded, and then I'm lifting my kneecaps with strong quads. So maybe you can lift your kneecaps off the mat. Be really strong in your legs and engaged. You're grounding your hips, not lifting the hips off the mat. Inhale, lift your chest off the mat. Maybe you can lift your stomach off the mat. Exhale back down. Now we're going to flip our toes, and you got options here. I'm going to show you different options in moving into plank pose. You can come into level 1 plank. Strong core here, strong arms, press up onto your knees. And we're trying to be just really kind of explosive here. We don't want to peel ourselves off the mat. We want to rise up like so. Now, if you'd like to try level 2 plank, you're going to activate your legs so that you lift your knees off the mat. Now my toes are tucked under, as you can see. My core is strong, my legs strong. And again, we're not peeling ourselves off the mat. That's really not good for your lower back. So strong upper body, explode off the mat. Now, if you notice that you can do level 2, but you're peeling yourself off the mat, then stick with level 1 into level 2. Okay? And then we'll press back into down dog. So our first down dog. Down dog, our feet and the hands should be about the same distance apart as our plank. So let's just try to measure that out here. So inhale back to your plank pose. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale plank. Exhale down dog. Now in down dog, we're trying to create a 45-degree angle with our back here the best we can. So try to keep the back straight and try to hinge at your hips, 90 degrees at the hips. Over time, your heels will start to move towards the floor, but they may not be there. It's all good. Also, don't worry about your legs if they're straight or not. You may be able to straighten them out completely here if you have flexible hamstrings, but otherwise, focus on the back first. Strong arms will lower back in the child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching, guide your hips back. Rest your forehead on the mat. Extend lively through your fingertips. Rock your hips back. So we're going to move through a sequence here, which is just child's pose, cobra, plank, and down dog. This is a very, very foundational sequence, so let's focus on our alignment. You might be able to keep your hands in the same position. So let's just see what happens here. Look up to see your hands. Slide through onto your stomach. Zip up your legs, hugging your elbows. So my hands are still in the same spot they were when I was in my child's pose. Legs are zipped up, strong legs. Maybe you can lift your knees off the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Flip your toes. Press up into either level 1 plank or level 2. Hands are still in the same spot. And press back into down dog. And again, now you may have to adjust your hands slightly in your down dog. Everybody's got a different body, so depending on how long your arms are, how long your legs are, you might adjust a little bit. But for the most part, my hands have not moved. Now I'm going to lower back down into child's pose, and my hands are still in the same spot. So I guide my hips back, lower my forehead to the mat.
Let's just move through this a little bit more. Let's start by rocking our hips a little side to side in our child's pose. And look up to see your hands slide through onto your stomach. Zip up your legs, inhale cobra. Exhale back down. Flip your toes, press up into plank, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Strong arms in your down dog. Lower back down in the child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching, guide your hips back. Lift your gaze, look up to see your hands. Slide through onto your stomach. And zip up your legs, hugging your elbows. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Flip your toes, inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Now in this down dog, see if you can actively press the back of your knees towards the back of the room. But don't compromise your back at all. Keep your back straight. So your legs might not really move much. Maybe just the intention of pressing the back of your knees back will give you a nice stretch here. Look up to see your hands. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Forward fold. It's really important that you bend your knees if you need to. We're trying to fold in on ourselves. So, see if you can try to bring your chest, stomach to your thighs. And then relax your arms, relax your head, neck, and shoulders as much as you can. Try to release your back. Try not to hold yourself up with any part of your back, shoulders, neck, or head. The legs are doing all the work here. Now, if you want to try to straighten your legs out here with your chest folded in, then you can. And you should feel a pretty deep stretch when you do that. Now to rise up, we're going to look up to straighten the back. Very strong legs. We're using our legs and our core here. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Rise up, look up. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. And just be in mountain pose here for a few moments. Legs are strong in your mountain pose. Core is active and strong. We'll take a deep inhale. And exhale. We're going to work on our forward fold a little bit. This is a really important pose in yoga, that we get the alignment properly so we keep our back healthy. So we want to focus on using our legs and our core and not using our back to fold forward or to rise up. So I'm going to start with my hands on my hips here. Get a little closer so you guys can see. Straighten myself up to the camera here. So I'm looking up, and this is going to help keep my back straight. You may even be able to bring your elbows a little back towards each other. My hands are at my hips. Try not to arch the back here. I have a tendency to do that a little bit here, so I'm going to try to keep from doing that. And I'm hinging it at my hips. And if you notice, I'm already bending my knees a little bit here, and that's okay. But my back is straight. Keeping my back straight, and then eventually I'm going to fold and round in. And you can see how my chest, my stomach comes to my thighs. My feet are about a hip distance apart. And my legs are just doing all the work here. My arms are heavy, my head is heavy. So when I rise back up, I even use my hands for some support on the floor here and try to straighten my back. Okay, using a lot of core, a lot of leg strength here. Hands come to the hips to just reinforce. I'm hinging at my hips.
Rise up. Reach my arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So I'm going to come back to the mat. We're going to move through a sun salutation. So now when we fold forward, or actually we'll just try to fold forward like I did here. So hands on your hips, look up, fold forward, hinge at your hips, keep your back straight. Eventually you round in. Arms become very heavy, head is heavy. Stamp your hands into the mat, step back to plank. Strong legs in your plank, strong core. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Flip your toes, press up into plank. And back into down dog. Now one quick note here. Coming from plank down to the mat. Go ahead and move into your plank pose. Maybe you come down to level 1 and then all the way down. Just do what works best for you here. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. And flip your toes. And again, you've got options. You can come up to level 1 and then level 2. Or you can just come straight up into level 2. And then we'll press back into our down dog. Strong arms in your down dog. You should get a nice stretch here in the back of the legs. Relax your head as much as you can. And look up to see your hands, and we'll walk our feet to the top of the mat. And here we'll be in a forward fold. Well, this time we're just going to rise up. So straighten your back by looking up. Strong legs, strong core. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. And then we'll work a little bit with our Urdhva Hastasana pose, which translates to upward facing hands. I'm going to show you again what we're looking for here. The side angle. So make sure that you don't have an arch in your back. Your tailbone's tucked but not too far. It's just tucked to where you got a nice straight line from your crown to your tailbone here. Okay? And once you've gotten yourself lined up, you might even look into a mirror to check this out. Be super strong in your core and super strong in your legs. And then just reach your arms overhead. Try to bring your wrists over your shoulders. Palms are facing each other. And maybe you can spread your fingers wide. Okay? So my hands, my fingers are spread very wide here. Basically making my hands as big as possible. Now look up. Keep reaching through your fingertips. Exhale your hands back down to heart center. Mountain pose. So we're going to move between mountain pose, Tadasana, and upward facing hands pose, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back down. Strong legs, strong core. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back down. Now you should be at the top of your mat. And we're going to just move through another sun salutation. Inhale, reach, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Stamp your hands into the mat, step back to plank. Now you got options here. You can lower down onto your knees first, or come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Flip your toes, press up into plank. Exhale back into down dog. And look up to see your hands. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Arms are heavy, head is heavy. Lift your gaze. Strong legs, strong core. Rise up, reach your arms overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. We'll do that again. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale, plank. Press back to down dog. Be in downward facing dog here for a few moments. Super strong arms. Relaxed head. And then from here, we're going to lower down into child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching. Guide your hips back. And rest your forehead on the mat. Maybe you can rock your hips a little side to side. I might encourage you to guide your hips a little further back. From here, we're going to rise back up into all fours. We're going to work on some balancing. So your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees. You're going to send your left arm out, shoulder height, palm faces in, right leg kicks back, hip height. Good strong core here, and actively reaching in both directions. You want your right elbow slightly bent. You do not want it locked. And then we'll lower these limbs down. And then we'll switch sides. Left foot straight back, right arm forward. Strong core, reaching equally in both directions. And then we'll lower these limbs back down. And then we'll press back into a down dog. We're going to look at our feet. You should already be looking at your feet. And we're just going to walk our hands back to meet our feet, and we'll be in a forward fold at the back of our mat. Lift your gaze, strong legs. Rise up, reach your arms overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. Now look down at your feet. Make sure your heels are underneath your hips, underneath your shoulders. Good strong legs, good strong core. We're going to work on our shoulders a little bit here. So take your right arm and circle your right arm out. And then we'll reverse. Go slow if you need to. If there's tightness, be really mindful here. Relax and we'll do the left arm. And then we'll reverse. And then we'll relax. And we'll do what I like to call the swimmer's move here. I see a lot of swimmers do this in the Olympics. Your arms are really heavy, relaxed, and you're just going to try to slap your back. Maybe you get the shoulders, depending on how long your arms are, how long your reach is. And opposite arm every other time. So left on top, then right on top. And then we'll relax. And we're going to work on a little bit of balancing here. So we'll work on our tree pose. So look down at your feet. Be strong in your left leg. And you're going to take I'm going to show you the different levels of tree. Level 1, we have our right foot across our left ankle. Now the knee's coming out to the side, trying to make this parallel here, the knee with the hips. Okay, bring your hands here. And then we'll reach our arms overhead. And go ahead and do level 1 with me here, even if you can do the more advanced versions. It's good to just get a feel for all of them. So left leg's very strong, core is active here. Maybe you can look up to the ceiling. Test your balance a little bit. And then we'll exhale our hands back down. And then we'll bring that right foot back. And we'll just do that on the other side. Root the right leg. Left heel comes across the right ankle. You can try to bring that left knee back, parallel with the hips. Hands come to heart center. And then reach your arms overhead. Be super strong in your right leg and your core, maybe testing your balance, looking up. Exhale your hands back down. And come back to your standing position. Now we'll work on level 2. So you can bring your left foot to your calf. Below the knee. You don't want to be putting pressure on the knee. So right leg is strong, left foot comes to the calf. If this is too challenging for you at this point, it's all good. Just do level 1 again. Hands to heart center. And every day we're a little bit different in regards to balance. Maybe you bring your arms up. Again, maybe you look overhead. Exhale back down. And we'll do that on the other side. So root the left leg strong into the mat. Right foot comes to your calf. Try to bring your right knee open here as much as you can. Hands to heart center. And then find your tree variation, reaching your arms overhead. Maybe you look up. Keep a steady breath. Strong left leg, strong core. And we'll exhale back down. And then the final variation we're going to go over today is just bringing your foot above the knee. So again, we're not putting any pressure on the knee. If you can't quite get your left foot above the knee, then just go back to level 2 where you have your foot on your calf. Or again, stay at level 1. If you are able to get your foot above the knee, imagine your right leg is pressing into the foot, not the other way around. The right leg is so strong it's pressing into your foot. Hands come to heart center. And then reach your arms overhead. And again, maybe you can look up. And then we'll just lower this side back down. And we're just going to switch sides so the left leg is strong. Right foot comes up above the knee. And at this point, just find the variation you want to work on. If you want to try this one and that's available to you, go for it. If you are at this level here, again, the standing leg is pressing into the foot. Hands are at heart center. Inhale your arms overhead. Maybe you can look up. Challenge your balance a little more. And then we'll lower these limbs back down. Now we'll just meet. Go ahead and meet at the top of your mat. We'll move through another sun salutation. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Stamp your hands into the mat, step back to plank pose. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Flip your toes, press up into plank. And back into down dog. from here, we're going to lower down onto our knees and kick our legs out in front. And we're going to work on our Dandasana pose. So in Dandasana, we're trying to turn into an L shape here. Now, this might be where a block is handy or a cushion, because if you're rounding at your lower back, it might be helpful. It will be helpful to sit on some height. This can help you get this 90-degree angle that we're looking for. Okay. So either way, find whether or not you want to use some height or not. Kick strong through your heels or reach your arms overhead. Look up to see your hands. Keep reaching. Exhale, fold forward. Now we're stretching. And so we're stretching the back body here. We're stretching the back of our legs, calves, hamstrings, and glutes, which are all connected to our back as well, all the way up through the back of our neck. You might notice as if you allow your chin to fall towards your chest, you might feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck or even in your back. So just try to be here for a little while and feel this nice stretch. If it's too intense, then just back off. You do not need to be able to reach your toes. It doesn't matter how far you can reach in these stretching postures. The most important thing is that you're getting a nice stretch and that you're finding your edge and you're just living there. When you do that, you're going to be releasing tension from these muscles. And try to relax your jaw, try to relax your face as much as possible. Try not to carry any tension anywhere else as we work on releasing tension in the legs and the back body. And then on our next inhale, we'll rise up, reach your arms overhead, exhale your hands down to your sides. Now we're going to work on bridge pose. So bend your knees, and we'll lower all the way down onto our back. You want your heels underneath your knees, about a hip distance apart. Now this is a block can be very handy here as well. Or if you have any other kind of support, or if you don't, you can just do a regular bridge pose. It's all good. So I'll guide you through both here. First, let's just do regular bridge pose in case you don't have a block. So your palms are facing up. Root your feet into the mat. Strong legs, so you're using your legs in this pose. That's where all your strength comes from. So on your next inhale, lift your hips as high as you can. And maybe, as you see how I'm doing here, I'm rolling underneath my shoulders. Maybe you can do that to get a little more height. We're trying to lift our hips as high as we can, along with our chest. Maybe we clasp our hands together. If you are able to clasp your hands, use your arms as leverage to press into the floor, and that can help you lift your hips even higher. Lift your chest even higher. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Slowly lower all the way back down. Windshield wiper your knees left to right, so soft belly here. Just allow your knees to move back and forth. And now we're coming back to neutral. And grab your block. And we're going to place the block underneath our lower back here, our sacrum. You got 3 different options. You got short, medium, tall. So find whichever height you prefer and just place that there. If you don't have a block, just go ahead and move through another round of bridge pose. And if you're just moving through bridge pose, just hold it as long as you'd like to, and then come back down and rest for a breath or 2, and then maybe rise back up. Just do a few reps of it. If you have a block and you're resting on the block, see if you can allow yourself to just melt over top the block here. And we'll take a deep inhale. And exhale. If you don't have a block, go ahead and make sure you're lowering back down onto the floor. If you do have a block, lift up as high as you can off the block. Remove said block, lower all the way back down. And then we'll hug our knees into our chest. And gentle squeeze here. Rock a little side to side. And then we'll allow our feet to fall to the mat. We're going to cross our right ankle over our left knee for thread the needle pose. Reach behind the back of your left leg. Maybe you only come behind the left leg, or maybe you can reach behind your shin. Either way, it's all good. Allow your head, neck, and shoulders to fall towards the mat. If you're up like this, then see if you can grab a pillow or a blanket and allow yourself pull the floor closer so you can rest your head. You want to make sure your head is resting on something. Just know we're working on the right hip here, releasing tension in this part of the body. And we'll just all take a deep breath together. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll release our right foot down, and then just cross your left foot over, ankle over your right knee. And then reach behind the back of your right leg. And now bring your attention to your left hip. And again, try to make sure you're trying to relax your head, neck, and shoulders to the floor. And just know that we're releasing tension in the left hip. And then we'll lower this left foot down. Hug both knees back into your chest. Nice squeeze here. We're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. We're going to wrap our arms around our shins, grab opposite elbows. So try to turn yourself into a ball. And then lower your head back down, keeping this grip. Try to work your tailbone towards the floor, trying to flatten the spine out. And then we'll release that grip, feet to the mat, knees bent. And now we're going to bring our feet to the outer edge of the mat. Allow your knees to fall to the right. And then locate your right foot and place your right foot on top of your left knee. Arms out like a T. Relaxed belly. And just allow gravity to pull your knees and your legs towards the floor. Start to bring your attention more to your breath here. We're winding class down. And we'll release that right foot and come back to center. And then just allow your knees to fall the opposite direction to your left. Arms are out like a T, and then again, left foot comes on top of the right knee. Soft belly. Just try to relax your stomach as much as you can. And just try to surrender to gravity here, allowing the legs and the knees to pull towards the floor. Deep inhale. And exhale. We'll release the left foot back down. Come back to neutral. Give yourself another full body stretch. And exhale. Arms are coming down to your sides, palms facing up. Well, we're going to be in our Shavasana pose. And we'll be here for about 7 or 8 minutes. And this is a form of meditation and just relaxation in general here, as we want to calibrate and just align with all this nice energy we've cultivated here. And it's nice to just take some time out to relax. Really good for our mental health, our mental clarity. And so we'll start by just trying to release any tension in the body that you can. You can try to release the jaw, the shoulders. And then we'll just breathe a little bit together here. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Just try to keep your attention with your breath here. and take a deep inhale. And exhale. And we'll start to wiggle our fingers and our toes. And just roll onto your right side here and just relax here a little bit longer. And on your next inhale, we'll rise to a seated position. And we'll bring our hands to heart center. And we'll take a deep inhale. And exhale. So I had a diesel dog here. And we'll conclude our class with a single Om. You can join in if you like. Inhale. And hope you guys have a great day. Namaste.